Hello everyone. In today's session, we are going to learn about prepositions. What are prepositions? Well, prepositions are word connectors, means they connect two words in a sentence. Thus, they show the relation between a noun or a pronoun and another word in a sentence. That another word or the second word can be a noun or a verb or even an adjective. For example, we sent invitation to him. Here, the preposition is to and it is placed before him. So here the preposition to is connecting him with invitation. So here it is showing the relation between him and invitation. See the second example. The cattle gathered under a tree. What is the preposition here? Under. And it is establishing a connection between a tree and the verb gathered. And if you see the third sentence, he is fond of tea. What is the preposition here? Of. And it is showing the relation between tea, which is noun, and fond, which is an adjective. Thus, if we notice the three examples here, in the first example, the preposition to joins a pronoun to a noun. And in the second case, preposition under joins a noun to a verb. And in the last case, the preposition of is joining a noun to an adjective. So, a preposition is always followed by a noun, a pronoun, or even a noun phrase. In all the cases, you can see in the first case after to, what is there? Him. It is a pronoun. In the second case, after preposition under, what is there? A tree, which is a noun. And even in the third case also, T is a noun that is following the preposition. That is how a preposition is always followed by a noun or pronoun or a noun phrase. And there are different types of prepositions. Now let us see the prepositions of time. The first one is at. We can use this at to indicate a point of time. For example, at 6 o'clock, at 7 p.m., at 10 a.m., like that. And even we can indicate the parts of a day at noon, at night, at midnight, like that. And we can use this on 13th means before the dates we mention on, before the date, not the year, before the date we mention on. And we also use this on to indicate a special occasion like on Diwali. We distribute sweets on Diwali. We fire crackers on Diwali, on your birthday, on Friday, on Monday, like that we use on. And if you see in, we use in to show the timings in the sense we used at to indicate certain parts of a day at noon, at night, at midnight. In the same way, in is used here to indicate or to say in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening. And in other cases, in an hour, in July, in January, before months also we can use when something happened. If you want to say that something happened in one particular month, you can use in December, or even years also in 2022, in February, in summer seasons also, in summer, in winter, in autumn, like that. So I think you have it in your mind, all these prepositions are now being used to indicate some time. So now the shop is open between 10 a.m. and 9 p.m. So here the preposition between is being used to say between which timings the shop is open. And remember, when we use between, the another linker must be and, but not to. When we use from, we can say the shop is open from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. And when we use between, the shop is open between 10 a.m. and 9 p.m. And the next one, during. So during means at the time of. It is usually hot during May. So in the time of May, it is usually very hot. She slept during her class. When she slept, when her class was going on, she slept. And we have a few more prepositions of time. For. We use this for to show the duration, the total time of an action. For example, for 2 hours. We have been taking this test for 2 hours. It rained for a day. We have waited for a year. Uh, we took the training for a couple of weeks, for 5 minutes, for an hour, like that, to show the duration, the total time of an action is indicated with preposition for. And if we use since, we use it to indicate the starting time of the action. For example, since 10 a.m. We have been watching cricket since 10 a.m. or since Monday, since Friday, or since morning, since afternoon, since April means starting point. From April it means. Then before 5 p.m., before them, before Diwali, before November, before sunrise, before sunset, before his arrival, before their departure. Like that, we use the word before to say that something has happened earlier to something else. Till indicates the ending time. It rained till evening. So it rained till evening means the rain stopped only in the evening. Till 3 p.m. till your return. So like that we use till to indicate the ending time of an action. Now after prepositions of time, we have prepositions of place or position. You may be surprised to see some of prepositions of time even appear here in prepositions of place because they are used differently. At, at a point of, at a point, at the main gate, at the square, at Madikonda, at Shivanagar, at Oberoi Hotel, at the cinema, at the club, where, at some point. So like that we can use at. This at we have used as preposition of time to indicate a point of time at 6 o'clock, at 7 o'clock, like that. Here it is, we are using it to indicate or to point, to show a point of place. On, above something, on the roof, on the terrace, on the table, on the bed, on the floor, like that. In, inside of something. In prison, in Delhi, in Japan, in the bag, in the garden, in the middle of something, like that. Over. Over means in a position above to something, over our heads. We have seen an aeroplane flying over our heads, over the forest, over the sea. Like that, we can use over. And above, above. See, you can see above 100 degrees Celsius or above 33 years, above 18 years, like that. Above the switch, above the earth, above us, like that, we use above. And below, quite opposite to above is below, below 20 years. People below 18 years do not have vote power, like that. And further, by means to the side of. See, I sit by my friend in class means I sit to the side of my friend in class. Under a tree, under the table. We can also use under in a different way. For example, under his guidance. I did this project work under the guidance of my teacher, like that. So beneath is something under, but it is linked with, attached to. For example, a worm is crawling beneath the leaf. A worm is there where under the leaf, but it is attached or detached? Attached one. Between, in the middle of the two, we call between. B comes between A and C. Or I sit between Hari and Giri. The position is between Hari and Giri. Among. To say that in the middle of the two, we use between. In the same way, when we want to say that in the middle of many, not just two, then we have to use among. For example, you can see children shared sweets among themselves. So how many children are there? More than two, obviously. Beside. Beside means what? Next to. So there is a banyan tree beside our home. A few other simple or compound prepositions. About, of, related to something. I want to know about our history. Into, from outside to something inside. She poured water into the tumbler means glass. He went into the staff room means his position was outside the staff room and he went into the staff room. From outside he went inside the staff room. Throughout. We wear sweaters throughout the winter means all along the period. Like means in the similar way. He speaks exactly like his mother. Across. Across means from one side to the other side. The old lady was afraid to walk across the busy road. Near, of course, we all know. We live near bus stand. Beyond means after a point. I can't see beyond the compound wall. Means after the compound wall, I cannot see what it is there. Up to the compound wall, I can see. Beyond means crossing a point. Off means related to. The decision of the management was welcomed. Here the decision, whose decision it is, of the management. The decision that belongs to the management was welcomed. Towards, in the direction. After talking to the principal, he walked silently towards his classroom. Then against, opposite. Indians fought against the British, or Americans voted against Trump, not in favor of, against. Next, along. Along means along with. With, the boy walked along the beach means to the length of the beach he walked. Despite. Despite also means in spite of. Means even though. She came to school despite fever. Means disregarding her fever, she came to school. Until. The dog didn't move from its place until his master's arrival. Another example, uh, the boy didn't stop crying until he got the sweet. Next, down. He walked down the hill. Around. We walked around the fort for an hour. Around means uh, covering the circumference. And then out. He brought out the animal. He brought in, he brought out. Upon. The hungry tiger sprang upon the deer. For. For means for the reason of. A father works hard for the family. With. We cut vegetables with a knife. From. We shifted our family from LB Nagar to Shivanagar. So from indicates the starting point, to indicates the ending point. We work from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Within. Can you do this job within an hour? Behind means not in front, behind. I saw those thieves hiding behind a tree. Where they were? In front of the tree? No. The tree was in front of them instead. I saw those thieves hiding behind a tree, at the back of a tree. Without. Without means not included. No dish is delicious without salt. Through means passing through. The light can pass through a transparent medium. If the medium is transparent, that light can go through that. Now let us have a look at phrase prepositions. Phrase prepositions means a preposition with 2 to 3 words in combination. First one, according to, means as said by, as stated by. According to her, children are the angels on the earth. So, as told by her, or in her view, children are the angels on the earth. He did everything according to my instructions. Means, as I told him, he just followed my instructions and did everything. Next, in accordance with, means matching to. You should work in accordance with the rules of the company. Next one, in place of. In place of means replacing with. I think it's better to take Rahul in place of Shekhar for the final match. So in place of Shekhar, the speaker wants Rahul. Agreeably to. So means pleasantly, willingly, happily. Children were agreeably surprised to find their father at home after 2 long years. In addition to. In addition to means besides. adding to something else. They provided food in addition to the accommodation. It means they provided not only accommodation but also food. Sixth one, in reference to, means in relation to. I sent a long reply in reference to his complaint. So I wrote a reply in connection with the complaint made by him. Next, along with means besides, in addition to. He brought a lot of fortune along with him. When he came, he brought even a lot of fortune with him. On behalf of, representing. When you do something on behalf of someone, you are actually representing that person. On behalf of the staff, he read the address. So representing the entire staff, he read out the address. In regard to means in relation to. I'm totally confused in regard to his behavior. Means I was totally confused about his behavior. Away from means to keep from. Try to be away from the foolish friends because they are more dangerous than our enemy. Next, in case of means if it happens so, in the event of. Don't hesitate to call me in case of any emergency. In spite of, also it means despite, disregarding. In spite of my instructions, he continued to come to my office. Means I gave instructions to him not to come, but still he continued to come to my office. By dint of means because of. He succeeded by dint of perseverance and sheer hard work. So he was successful just because of his perseverance and hard work. By virtue of means based on. By virtue of the power vested in me, I hereby order all of you to vacate the palace, like that, anything. By virtue of means based on something. In consequence of means as a result of. In consequence of his illness, he couldn't finish the work in time. Means as a result of his ill health, he could not finish the work in time. Now the next one, owing to means because of. Owing to his ill health, he retired from business. And the next one is literally because of means due to. He lost his friends because of his indifference attitude. Next, instead of means in place of. She brought mutton instead of chicken. By means of. It means with the help of or by using something. By means of rope ladders, they scaled the wall. So, with the help of rope ladders, they mounted the wall. Next, on account of means due to. We had a holiday on account of heavy rain. And further to see by way of means in the form of, in the way of. By way of introduction, he made some pertinent remarks. In compliance with, it means matching with. We run our firm in compliance with labor rights. By reason of means because of. By reason of his perverse attitude, he estranged his best friends. Because of his perverse attitude, he got separated with his best friends. In favor of, you all know this, a very common, in support to. He never raised his voice in assembly in favor of his villagers. Means supporting his villagers, he never raised his voice in assembly. In lieu of means instead of or in the place of. They gave him some cash in lieu of the price. So first they announced the price, but they didn't give him any price. Instead, they gave him some cash. That's all about prepositions. Hope you understood. Thank you.